Do you have any wild stories about your international travels or just anything, man? Like anything? Just give us a crazy story, man. Give us one. Anyone.
Man, we have a bunch of crazy stories. I mean, we was in a fight in Norway, man.
Wow.
Like, yeah, in Oslo, Norway, and it could have been the whole situation. So we got there, and we in like Norway. You step out of the car, you don't see nothing but blonde hair and blue eyes everywhere, which is cool. So, yeah. But I get in the hotel, and I flip on the television, and first thing I turn to is MTV, and I'm gonna tell you something. When there's no minorities around and you're looking at it, you're just like, yo, you start to see like coonery and stuff like that. And it's like, yo, this is the only representation that people have of us, right? Yeah. So then I was like, all right, let me turn to another channel. I'm in Norway. There's a Roots marathon going on. Alex Haley Roots, like the TV show.
Oh.
And I'm like, damn, so you got MTV and then you got basically Roots and Slaves and all that. And so I remember we left the hotel. We were going to the, going to the venue, and it was a few blocks away. So we decided to walk, and we passed these dudes, and it was like, yo, hey boy, hey boy, and dude, it just we let loose, man. Yeah, luckily, we end up like ASAP Rocky or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we wasn't far from the club, but it was just one of those crazy things. So it's like a lot of people do a lot of crazy stuff and ignorant stuff, but it's like, yo, man, like. Not just people in the hood are watching you. There's other people that's their first exposure to like minorities and black people, you know what I mean? Hispanic people, Asian people or whatever, you know what I mean? So you gotta kind of just be mindful of that, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Even though it's your culture and your representation or whatever.
No doubt. So I'm sure traveling early on, like just broaden your horizons as far as seeing how the world is different. And
yeah, it did. And it made me, because I grew up, my parents both did 20 years in the military, so seeing them travel and things like that kind of broadened my mind a little bit. So I knew, I was like, shit, I'm not good enough to play sports. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not going to the military. So it was just one of those things, like music was one of those things that I knew this was my way to be able to travel. And like I said, just being able to go to like Australia and things like that.
Yeah.
And, going to Australia, seeing people lined up for Krispy Kremes. I'm like, man, they sell that shit door to door over here, man. Like it's crazy, man.
That's cool though. Importing and exporting culture, and it's dope that you had the opportunity to do that. With your art and your craft and your gift, man. Yeah. Do you have a favorite country that you went to, or would you recommend even just going back to now just to visit?
Probably Australia, man.
Yeah.
Like Australia was like, cause I've been to the UK and different places, and Australia felt more like home than anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, at that time I was working with now he's one of the biggest Australian producers there are, M Phases, and we got to go out and, after working on multiple albums together, we got to go out and tour and everything like that. We had a tour that was sponsored by Stussy, man. And like they let us walk in the warehouse and gave us boxes and was like, yo, take whatever you want, The catch to it was like we tried to ship it home and it was like $300. So I had to do the knowledge. I just bought an extra suitcase and paid the baggage fee. I was like, yeah, I take that $50. We good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, Australia was amazing, man. It was really amazing.
That's what's up. What part of Australia were you in?
We went to Sydney, Canberra, and Melbourne, man. We did 3 shows out there, man. It was nice, man.
That's what's up, man. Do you have any plans for touring with this album?
Nah, not really, bro. My wife is, she's just recovering from cancer now. So, we just kind of, I'm going to ride out the rest of the year just doing the music and things like that. I promised the fam I would be home with him for the rest of the year and all of that, man. So, I'm just chilling, man.
For sure.
Handling family business too,
No doubt. So what does the hustle aspect look like of the music, though? I'm sure, you're not one that wouldn't have a plan or anything like that. I know you said you sold some physical copies and you're getting it out there. What are you doing to, just to continue to push to your audience, but also find new people?
The main thing now is that I have just multiple projects just waiting to come out because I've been kind of sitting on projects over the years. And so this year, there's going to be another project dropping before the end of the year. And then early next year, I have a follow-up. So it's just going to be consistent music. Like, that's the plan, more videos and things like this. Because this album was, how you just do a project and you just, all right, I'm going to throw something out there just to let people know I'm still here. I had no idea it would take off the way that it took off. So it kind of caught me off guard.
Okay.
And I learned that, no matter if you put out 5 projects and you felt like nobody paid attention to them, don't sleep on that 6th one, because that could be the one that takes off, you know what I mean? So, You know, gotta have a plan, man.
Absolutely, no doubt. Yeah, man. So to close out, shout out social media where we can find the music and the videos, and shout out anybody else that's watching.
All right. Yeah, Supastition.com. That's SUPA Stition. Also on Instagram, Supastition. Twitter, Superstition_NC. I think somebody got my real joint or whatever. But you can catch the album on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff, man. I got a couple physical CDs left, but they selling out real fast. So
Tight.
and I want it to be a limited edition, so I'm not just gonna keep pressing them up. It's like whoever gets it, the diehards get it, and that's what it is, man.
You won't see him at the Quick Trip.
Yeah, exactly, man.
No doubt. You got any shout outs before we go?
Shout out to my man Praise, other half of Speaker Bullies. That's another project that I got coming. Shout out to my manager Sav. Shout out to my wife and the whole family, man. That's it.
No doubt, man. It was great to have you, brother. Appreciate you so
Likewise,
much, man.
brother.
High Off Life Freestyles, you know what it is. Like, subscribe, get these bars in your inbox, and tell somebody, don't sleep. Life's too short to be a hater. Peace.
And see.